Thank you, President Reuven Rivlin. Next week, President Rivlin is scheduled to be in Los Angeles at the Schaeffer Community Center that was just introduced, speaking to our community in Los Angeles in Hebrew. And listening to President Rivlin here today and standing before you tonight, I'm so proud of how far our organization has come and even more excited about where we are going. I want to speak with you tonight about what our bold vision for the IAC has meant for me personally and what it could mean for you, for your family, and for our common future. You see, as I look out at this crowd here, filled with so many young people, I can't help it but think about myself as a young father 37 years ago when I was a new immigrant to the incredible country, the land of opportunity, the United States. It seems like yesterday that I arrived here in America with two very young daughters, a loving and supporting wife, and a goal to obtain higher education at USC and back to Israel. That's what I promised. 2 years later, after my graduations, we stayed in Los Angeles for a few more months so that we can earn back the expensive tuition at USC. A few months turned into a year turned into two, two into five, five into 10, 10 into 20, and now 37 years in America. Yes, time does fly by when we're having fun. For decades, like so many of us, I worked nonstop to advance my career. I rarely had time to pause and think about the bigger picture, about the values and the heritage I wanted to pass to my children, about the impact I wanted to make in this relatively short time that I've been given here on earth. After a number of years, it became clear to me that my family and I were not going back to Israel, no longer on the luggage. As a proud Jew of Israeli descent, I began to understand that my children and future grandchildren would not remain Jewish and maintain our Israeli culture by themselves. I had to get spiritually connected, engaged in pro-Israel advocacy, and lead by example. I had to lead by example. I had to demonstrate that these values were important for me and for my family. And most of all, I came to appreciate that there is more to life than putting more and more money in my bank account. My family and I needed to be part of something more important, something bigger than ourselves. Realizing the challenge facing the Jewish people and the state of Israel here in America, I became a pro-Israel activist and, very surprisingly, a young philanthropist. About 10 years ago, several other friends in Los Angeles and I founded the IAC. This new venture was a way to find a purpose, to build the community that we did not find as young immigrants in America. It was our way to develop our Israeli-American community's connection to Jewish life, to Jewish education, to pro-Israel advocacy, and to philanthropy. With every step we have taken to get more involved in the community, our lives became much richer and more fulfilled. With every hour of time, every ounce of energy, and every dollar in contribution that I have given, I have received so much more in return. I say this because I know that my story is similar to the story of many people here tonight. We're not alone. For hundreds of Israeli Americans, hundreds of thousands, all across the country, the IAC have been your community to nurture a new Israeli-American identity, an identity built on the idea that we are proud about our home here in America, and we will always be connected to the Jewish homeland, the state of Israel. Embracing this unique hybrid identity makes all the difference in the world for me, for you, and for more than 1 million Israeli Americans living here. We have not just building a one-mission organization. We have been building a movement and an extended family that spans from coast to coast. The IAC have been your community to instill Israeliness and Jewish values in your children and your grandchildren, and for connecting the broader Jewish American community. It has been your path to get involved in pro-Israel advocacy. Together, we are realizing the bold vision of Dr. Miriam and Sheldon Edelson. With their incredible vision and extremely generous support and the support of others across the country, we are building something that few could have imagined a decade ago to be a reality. And my friends, you know that. I'm confident we are just getting started. As we learn from and work with partners across the Jewish world, we will strengthen the Jewish American community and the state of Israel in so many ways. We live in times of rising anti-Semitism and face of the growing boycott, divestment, and sanction movement as known as the BDS. This is why we are building a movement that is willing to stand up. Just like Ambassador Nikki Haley, stand up. And we are willing to stand up and fight back with pride in who we are and courage about what we believe. Our passionate pro-Israel community is a home and a family for any Jew in America that loves the state of Israel. United, we can ensure that Israel remains the glue that holds the Jewish people together and not the wedge that pushes us apart. Each of us, each of you, has an integral role to play in this growing and transformative movement. Together, let's write the next chapter in the history of the Jewish people. Together, let's make an impact that will last generations. Thank you. Thank you.